Welcome back, guys. This is the GOATcast Season 4. This is episode 8, 9, I forgot. But anyways, it's Monday, so this is our full episode. And we're going to jump right into round 2. We finally have all the brackets set for round 2 of the NBA playoffs. This is going to be a short prediction video. So, and of course, it's out. Actually, the round 2 has already started. We've had 2 games already played. We've had Denver smacking Phoenix. Game 1, Phoenix has been a huge letdown these playoffs. We thought once everybody got back together and you had the stars, you had KD, you had Devin Booker, you had Chris Paul all together, that this would be, they pretty much run through the West. I mean, the Clippers gave them issues when Kawhi was there. Of course, once Kawhi went out, they, took over. But I mean, when the best player is like Terrence Mann or Zubac, you expect to win. So right now, Denver is looking like a powerhouse. They beat Phoenix 125 to 107. People are sleeping on the Denver Nuggets. I don't know why. They're a good team. They've been together since this team has mostly been together since the bubble, I think, this iteration, and they've got a lot of chemistry. Their defense was their biggest question going into the playoffs, and they played some solid defense. So I don't know. If I was to pick that series, I would go, I'd say in 5. I think Denver in 5. Denver is looking like the best team in basketball right now. They've had a little trouble so far this postseason, and, Jokic has been playing like a top 2 guy. Like he's second to maybe Embiid in the MVP, even though if you judge by the playoffs, I would think Jokic would be unanimous. But who am I to say? I don't vote on those things. So, yeah, as far as Denver versus Phoenix, I think Denver in 5. I think Phoenix will win a game at home, but I think that's it. And as far as my first round predictions, I'm not even going to go through those. A lot like March Madness. The eye test didn't come through. I thought the teams that were supposed to win would win, and they didn't. And, it's been an exciting first round. Miami and New York played yesterday. Of course, New York did not have Julius Randle, so Miami won. But I think that's going to be the norm in that series. I think New York is just not quite there. And Miami's playing exceptional basketball. That's why I'm still confused by that Atlanta Hawk playing game. Like, did they really just stink it up like that, or were they positioning to say, hey, this is a better route to the NBA Finals? Going through Milwaukee and then potentially Miami or Miami, possibly New York or Cleveland. So I don't know what that was, but since then they've looked, other than their one loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, where they just looked out of it. I mean, Milwaukee played otherworldly that series, but everything else was all Miami. So I'm gonna go with Miami. I think the Knicks will get 2. I think it'll be a 6-game series. I think it'll be a good series. I think it'll be a back and forth series. But it also will depend on Julius Randle, who is a key component to the New York Knicks team. So if he's not able to go or he's hobbled, I mean, Miami right now is playing some top-notch basketball. So I think they get the job done. They go to the conference finals, which is crazy for an 8 seed, but it's not unheard of for something like that to happen. They're a good. I mean, the thing about the East this year is the East was pretty good this year. You go from the playing teams, Chicago and Toronto, who didn't make it in, those were solid teams. So it's anybody's ball game out east. We thought that it was top heavy with Milwaukee and Boston, but and even Philadelphia. But any of those teams at any time, if they catch fire, we're going to be a problem for other teams. Even though I picked Milwaukee to just kind of waltz into the finals, it was based on how great Milwaukee was this regular season. But now that, as we've seen, the playoff season is a whole lot different, and the game changes tremendously. So, got to hit shots, you got to play defense, and you got to come to play every night. So, once again, Miami, I think in 6, we'll move on to the conference finals. Philly and Boston, they start tonight, and right now they don't have a timetable for Embiid. And if that's the case, if this were James Harden 5, 6, 7 years ago, I'd say, he could hold it down until Embiid came back, but this is not that same caliber player. Tobias Harris disappears a lot. So Boston, even though I don't know what was going on with them in those last few games with Atlanta, they're right now, to me, the team to beat in the East. They just have. They were in the finals last year. They got a lot of chemistry. They just need Robert Williams to get 100% or at least close to at least 75% where he can go, and they're just going to be a tough team to beat. They can beat you outside. They're athletic. They swarm you on defense. So I think without a healthy Embiid, this is a tough hill for for Philadelphia to climb. And I believe, depending on if Embiid doesn't come back, I think this is a sweep. Philly just does not have. They're a solid team. Doc has them playing pretty well, and they've had a lot of rest because they swept there. They got the job done like they were supposed to against Brooklyn. But Boston is just a different beast. They have way too many weapons, and I don't feel like Philly's defense can keep up with the Boston Celtics. So I think it's going to be a sweep, 4-0. I don't think Philly gets one. Embiid's on the mend, and you can't expect Herculean efforts from somebody that's just not 100% that big. And he's injury prone to begin with, so there's that. But you just can't expect him to carry that team on his back when he's been dealing with injuries. So look for the Boston Celtics to get the job done in a pretty quick fashion and be ready for Miami, which will be, I think that's going to be a good series in the conference finals. Boston and Miami, I think we're going to get top-notch playoff basketball in that series. And finally, what I think should be, Philly and Boston would be the main event if Embiid was healthy, but without a healthy Embiid, I don't think that's going to be quite the series we expect. So this is the main event. Golden State punched their ticket yesterday after that was a rough series for them against the Sacramento Kings, but they got the job done. Steph went for 50, and they'll be playing LeBron and the Lakers, who I go on Facebook, I'm in these sports groups and flooded with Laker memes and Laker hot takes and everything else. So you guys are as bad as the Dallas Cowboys fans because y'all will not be quiet when these guys are winning. But kudos to the Lakers. They pretty much shut up the Memphis Grizzlies, which I picked the Grizzlies in 6. That was before knowing that Steven Adams was going to be out. And even then, I thought they could get the job done. But they just didn't have the firepower. They just, LeBron and them had a concerted effort from the outside and just big impact inside. And, excuse me, the Grizzlies just didn't have the interior defense. They didn't have the bigs to rebound like they needed, so they just got plowed over. So we come to old friends, LeBron against Steph. We've seen it many times in the finals. Now we're going to see it in the conference semifinals, where both teams are not, not what they were when they were in those NBA finals in those championship games. But both are veteran teams. Both are well, I'll say both are well coached, but I'm still on the fence with Darvin Ham. A lot of that is he got a pretty great crop of players in those trades before the deadline, and pretty much got a whole new team, a whole new roster. So jury's still out for that. This will be a true test for him as far as coaching. So Lakers and Golden State. If I pick how I want to pick, I'll be seen as a LeBron hater, which in some cases I can be. But with Golden State having home court advantage, I feel a lot better. If this was the flip side and the Lakers had the home court advantage, I'd say this would be a gentleman's sweep. I'd say they get them in 5. They just play on another level when they played at Staples or no, the Crypto now. I can't remember. But yeah, when they play at home in Los Angeles, they're unbeatable. But then Golden State has been atrocious on the road this year. So with that said, with Golden State having the home court advantage and with Kevon Looney playing like a bona fide big in the NBA. I mean, the guy, I don't know how many rebounds he averaged in the Sacramento series, but he out rebounded the best rebounder in all of the NBA in that series. Just phenomenal on the boards, and that's what you have to be when you're playing the Lakers, because the Lakers was a lot of their offense were off of offensive rebounds. Anthony Davis, keeping him out of the paint is key to any team winning over the Lakers this season or this year. So, both teams have some shooters. I'd say Golden State, of course, with the Splash Brothers, even though Clay ain't what he used to be, they are probably the better outside shooting team. Inside, I would definitely give the Lakers a big advantage. Even though Looney's been playing great on the boards, he's just not a guy that's going to give you a ton inside. And they don't go inside that often. And with Draymond being the other big, Draymond ain't going to do nothing in the interior. But Draymond will be important because he's going to be a key factor on defense, definitely. And he's got to be on the boards, too. He's got to keep the offense flowing, and they're going to leave him open. So he's definitely has to hit open shots. The Lakers have solid defenders, and Vanderbilt and Hachimura's pretty good. Those guys can get hot too from the 3, but are streaky. Austin Reeves has been great, but also streaky at times. He can hit some big shots, but he can also miss a lot, especially down when it's down to the wire. He'll either rise to the occasion or he'll fall flat. There's really not a whole lot of middle ground there. So, with all that said, I think that I'm going to say the Golden State Warriors win this in 7-game series. I think the Kings series brought out their basketball IQ, brought out their toughness, and I think they're going to carry that into this Lakers series. I think they know they're going to have to play exceptional basketball to get to the conference finals, to possibly get back to the finals and win them one more. So I think they're going to be locked in this whole series. And, the only detriment right now is they won't have a ton of rest like the Lakers have had. Lakers been finished since Thursday, I think. So they're not playing until Tuesday, so they're going to have a bit of rest. So a fresh LeBron, rested Anthony Davis could be really dangerous. That game 1 is going to be I think it's going to be similar to the Grizzlies game one, where it's going to be nip tuck until probably the fourth quarter, where we'll see either team start hitting big shots and running away with it. But I think it's going to be a tightly contested first game, and then from there, I think we're going to see some seesaw back and forth kind of momentum swinging games. I think we'll see big games from LeBron. I think we'll see some big games from AD. I think we'll see some big games from Steph, and I think the key factor, surprisingly, I mean, you'll get some great play from Jordan Poole. The key factor, I think, is Andrew Wiggins and Kevon Looney. They've got to get boards, and they've got to make their presence felt on the offensive side. And the biggest key, I think, is Draymond Green. He's got to play at the all-star level he once played at, even though that's been dwindling for a while. He's got to hit open shots. If he hits open shots, I think this is going to be a series that Golden State really shows that they're still one of the top caliber teams in the West. A little older, and they need some. They're desperately need some bigs, but I think they're going to show that they are still a force to be reckoned with, and I think they'll win the series. No disrespect to the Lakers. I know there's a lot of Lakers fans out there, and I picked against them twice. But healthy Golden State is going to be a tough matchup for the Lakers. They cannot take any plays off. And the biggest thing is, even though Steph did have some weird moments in the King series, the Golden State Warriors aren't going to make the same mistakes that down the wire that the Grizzlies did. The Grizzlies had, I believe it was game 5 or something like that, game 4. They had it won. The one that went to OT, I think that might have been game 4. They had that game won had they played well down the stretch, but they made a lot of mistakes, silly shot selection, and they let LeBron and them creep back in and tie it up and get the W. So, but Golden State's not going to be that type of team. They're going to play, under control. Steve Kerr's got them, very well coached. So they're not, and they're all veterans. They've been to several NBA finals, so they know what needs to be done from start to finish. And I think they're going to be a really tough matchup for the Lakers. So yeah, I see Golden State in 7, Boston sweeps without Embiid, Miami in 6, and Denver in 5. So hold me to it. If this is anything like March Madness, everything I said is going to be totally wrong. So hopefully that's not the case, though. Hopefully I get these right, and we move on to a very exciting conference finals. I think that'll be top-notch basketball. So let me know what you think. Let me know your picks down in the comment section. Like and subscribe, please. Sorry I didn't get to my live stream this weekend. It was just way busy. I had 2 tournaments. My son had 2 tournaments. One was in another state. So I was just so tired when I finally got home. I just couldn't set everything up for a live stream. But I appreciate the 100+ subscribers. We're creeping up there slowly but surely. Like I said, this is a hobby. This is just something I do. I don't do it to make money. I don't do it to, for anything other than just enjoying what I talk about. And I also put a link. If you go to my page, I have a new channel, Go Anime Podcast, where I talk mostly anime because I didn't think this channel was mostly sports talk, so I didn't think that blending in anime was going to work. That's just too much of a variety. So I created another channel. So if you enjoy anime, I'll link that in this description and just check it out. There's not much on there right now. But I'm trying to get some content together. So this is the GOATcast Season 4. I will probably be back at some point this week with another video. I'm not sure. But if not, I'll see you next Monday. And, have a great week. Enjoy these playoffs because they've been pretty good. Hopefully we don't get any major injuries. All teams stay intact. And we get some good quality basketball. So until then, I'll see you.